everybody, Martin here with the first match of me playing Maverick in Legacy. I've won the die roll here and would love to start. So I think this is a really nice, decent opening hand. We could go Zenith for Dried Arbor to exile power out Knight of the Reliquary, but in the blind, I think I'm happier doing like Mother of Runes. A Mother of Runes on its own is a really strong opener. They basically have to have removal for it if it's a creature or control deck, or face the consequences. And B, if it's combo, I think I like keeping the Zenith for potential like Green Sun's Gadokteed, or if worst comes to worst, like just Deathrite Shaman. But yeah, we're gonna keep this for sure. They keep their 7, so I think we just go Plains Mother. This means we're one of two things: we're Death and Taxes, or we're what we are, Maverick. So not much of a giveaway. Polluted Delta. This feels like a classic face-off. Mother of Runes against Polluted Delta. You just know you're in for a treat. Oh, this could be Miracles. No, okay, it's Reanimator. Interesting. Okay, well this could be over really fast. There's the Bristlebrand. Okay, so here we're put to the test immediately. What we could do is we could Zenith. We play the Bayou Zenith for Deathrite Shaman. I think that's the only reasonable play we have. The problem is that they will have next turn as a window to get the Bristlebrand into play. If that doesn't happen, we're looking good. If it does happen, we have the hope that we can resolve Knight of the Reliquary and get a Caracas, but likely they will just draw into counter spells. But yeah, we're gonna do this. Green's on Zenith for 1. Hope they don't have days. They don't. So here's Deathrite Shaman. Let's hope it's enough. Like what we could have done, or actually we couldn't because I'm not running any flyers. Sometimes Exhume. Okay, there's the Exhume. That's really bad. It's the worst because they don't have to. They don't pay any life, which means that they can draw 14. Well, in all likelihood, we are dead. But this means they probably will have a counterspell for the Knight of the Reliquary. What I was saying was, what is really nice in Death and Taxes, and what we could have done when we were playing Flyer, like sometimes you run Script Ranger, is they just have the Force. How lucky. Well, not really, but what you can do is get a Mother of Runes and a Flyer into play, and that actually just blanks the Bristlebrand because they don't get the life link, they don't get life. It's not blanks them, and they still get to draw a bunch, but oh, sorry by the way if that's loud. I'm just in my kitchen. It's evening right now. I'm having a beer. It's Friday night. My wife has company in the other room with the kids, so I just thought I'd get a couple of games in. And Elish Norn is a big problem. Yeah. So that means Bristlebrand swings for 9, and we basically, all we have now is a hope that we can get to Knight of the Reliquary. Not Knight of the Reliquary, sorry, Caracas. I think it has to be Caracas because the Knight is a 3/3 that gets -2/-2, so it's a 1/1, and they're swinging for 13 extra, so we would just have to chump the Elish Norn. So Caracas or bust. Sick. Okay, well, sometimes that just happens. I can't even believe that. That is a one of. Okay, so I need to remind myself whenever I feel like shat on by my deck or the world or whatever that this happens. But so we're not like a shoe in yet. They do have Caracas answers. They have like they have what's it called, Ashen Rider probably, or like Tidespout Tyrant, or they might have Grave Titan that just ignores it. But this is like step in the right direction. I think we play out the Clique or the Chite, and we have to bounce Gristlebrand first because I mean it would be nice to bounce the Elishmore and just play out Mother, but Gristlebrand is way more of a. I guess we'll let them attack. Okay, so we'll return Gristlebrand. And they draw 7. So, like, likely they will find an answer to, well, I don't know if it's likely, but there's a very real chance that they find an answer to Caracas. We're at 6 life, so. Yeah. Even like a fetch land now to go get Dried Arbor would be really good. Because then we have Dried Arbor to equip with the Chite, and we could sort of sneak this one through. So I like to do 16 cards in the hand. Cantrip a bunch. I guess like they can go. If they could go get a like a Grizzlebrand, like Careful Study Grizzlebrand into the yard, and then like Animate Dead, that puts us somewhat to the sword still because then we have to bounce Grizzlebrand one more time, and then Elishmore knocks us down to 2 life. Exhume gets us back the Knight of the Reliquary. Uh-oh. So I guess they found like their evil Ashen Rider or like their answer. Question is, can they also reanimate Tidespout? Guess they can. So it has to be like one of the non-reanimate spells because, well, they can't reanimate and take 8 damage. I guess technically, like they can bounce Caracas, but we can replay it. You can't bounce the Tidespout though, so we're taking 7 next turn. Whoa. Okay. I guess no, we don't have reach, so they can just discard it now. Well, it was a nice dream while it lasted. Top decking that Caracas. Guess we need a source of plowshares, and for them not to have an answer, but they do. So that's it. Okay, onto the sideboard. We have a fair amount of stuff to bring in here. We'll bring in the Rest in Peace, of course. We'll bring in the Containment Priest. Bring in the Surgical. Bring in the Thoughtseize and Duress. We bring out the Decays, even though they will likely have stuff like Pithy Needle to answer Caracas and Deathrite Shaman. but we'll keep a knight in for that. We'll take out Galactic because that basically only stops Force of Will. We will probably have an okay time removing the Stoneforge package. So what, leaving sort of Fire and Ice, or bring that in? Maybe we want the chunks, although like they have basic swamps and their main color is black, and they have lotus petals. So I actually don't really love the chunks. We could bring in our own Pithing Needle to name Crystal Brand. That also seems kind of suspect. Bring Aethersworn Canonist, but they don't need to play that many spells. They just need to resolve a fatty. Maybe Canonist is better than the sword, with no way to fetch the sword. I think I like this, just keeping it. Okay, I would love to start. Yeah, okay. I think this is great. Show and tell. Reanimate decks usually, or sometimes at least, bring in show and tell after the board, or have a couple in the main deck. So we can't really help it if that's what happens. But all right, so we will go. I think we get Bayou because we want to be able to pressure their life total. Getting Savannah is also fine. Like the main thing is to have green to take a creature, and we have the Plow. I left in 3 plows, by the way, because it's likely that they will try to focus on non-legendary creatures such as Grave Titan and Tyrant, and I think Plow is a decent answer to those, where they don't get to draw like a billion cards and get Force. So, but I think we get so like if they force this, it's a little bit bad because we don't have like our second land is comes into play and has Summoning Sickness, so we wouldn't be able to go Scavenging Ooze. Scavenging Ooze is also just like a hoser against them. Alright. Well, we can't really play that right now, so we just passed the turn. Well, we could, but we won't. So what they could do is like, what they can't, the way you can answer a Deathrite Shaman. Oh, well, that's one way. Oh, that's so bad. Well, we might just have us now. I was gonna say the way you can answer a Deathrite is you can overload it, so you can go like end of turn, Entomb, then untap, then Entomb, then Exhume. That's a way to sort of, yeah, overload it, as I said. Okay, so we have to respect them having abrupt decay. That's a thing. I don't think we have. Well, so what we can do is we can go Scavenging Ooze, or we can go Green Suns for Deathrite Shaman. I think like both plays get us dazed. Neither play saves us if they have the win next turn, and both plays sort of are like. I think I'd probably rather have the Scavenging Ooze, because I mean, in theory, Deathrite makes white mana, which is great and all, but we don't want to ever tap out with Deathrite, so I think I'm gonna try with Ooze. Let's see. They might just have an answer in that case. It's like the well, okay, resolve. They might have another disfigure. It's like the argument to go with Deathrite instead is that if that fails, then we might get Ooze next turn if we draw land, and then Ooze is like live right away. Decay, okay, sure. So they're like putting in a lot of board control. Come on, wait, crap. Well, we just have to go for this. If I had a Force for a days, I would just snap, blow that up. So the question is, I think I still have to get Death Right. It's tempting to get Noble Hierarch and then hope they, like, if they have a third removal spell, they won't use that, and then we get like to play all our stuff. Maybe Hierarch is better. Gets us to both Thalia and Rest in Peace. Like, we only have one land right now, so like Death Right can only make white mana once. And like yeah, no, we get Death Right. Like I said, we're not gonna tap Death Right ever, as long as as long as this is what it is. Like, if they have Show and Tell, we have to show in Night of the Reliquary and hope that getting out Caracas is going to save us. Might not, but so we begin the long, arduous journey toward getting them down. This might be show and tell time. Yeah, looks like it. Alright, so we obviously can't stop this. So let's go through it. If they get Gristlebrand, then it's bad because they get to draw a bunch, but it's not like we get to like get Caracas and knight it. If they show in like Elish Norn, the same thing happens, but it's kind of bad because like we don't have our board anymore. They show in Ashen Rider, it's also kind of bad, but like anything but Bristlebrand, we can probably source the Plowshare. We could show in Thalia just to lock them out of casting any more spells this turn, but I don't like that. Although, actually, if we did that, they wouldn't be able to force the plow on their Gristlebrand. We could plan on response here, but I don't think so. If they draw one more time, they're dead. Because then they go to 4, we drain, and then untap drain, so. They have an answer to that for the knight, that's kind of bad. All in all, I think like we're looking about as well as we could hope for this position. Oh, what's this? Disfigure on Death Right. So I guess we exile something in response. What did they discard? Sire of Insanity. Yeah. So I guess I have no real choice but to use the knight, sacking the Bayou, get Caracas. Probably that's what we do. Sucks that we don't have any white now, or we could at least like play out Thalia first. I don't see us having like an alternative. So like, we could also sack the Bayou, get a white source, play Rest in Peace. Then no, then Knight is a 2/2, but Knight also dies to Abrupt Decay next turn. I feel like we're in quite the tight spot. But yeah, I think the correct thing is to just activate Knight, get Caracas. There we go. Bounce Gristlebrand. Move to combat, swing them down to 8. And Exhume seems really dangerous for them because we get like a Knight, or sorry, an Ooze or a Shaman back. So Reanimate on the Sire takes them down to 2 life. Okay, they have Decay for a Knight. Yeah, had to figure out that was going to happen. So I think next turn, or actually Reanimate on Sire, is that a thing? Takes them to 2, dumps both our hands. I actually don't think I mind that very much because that takes them to 2. That seems completely unreasonable. They're actually doing that? Okay. I mean, we have a lot of top decks that are relevant that we can play for white-green. Like a Thalia or whatever, and if they can attack. Okay, so lose all our stuff. Cradle, I suppose. Can't really do anything to ship the turn. So I mean, an animation spell gets them somewhere. No, they can't do it. Courser? That seems fine. Nice. I've never played with this card before. You may play the top card of your library if it's land and gain a life whenever land enters the battlefield. Sure. So I think they lost the game there. Delta. Okay, so I guess I get to play this forest. I gain a life. Sweet. And I play out the Knight. And I win next turn. Unless something incredible happens. Okay, so I might have to go back. I can't remember the board state when they made that move. Maybe they were sort of pressed into doing it. Pardon me. I think I actually like Choke just a little bit better now with the Tropical Island and their plan to go all Abrupt Decay. I mean, they can Abrupt Decay the Choke, but still I think I'll remove the sword. On the draw, this isn't great. They're keeping their 7. So if we mulligan this, it's because we're looking to get turn 1 Deathrite, basically. Or like a discard spell or something relevant. This has turn 2 Zenith for Deathrite or turn 2 Thalia, but then we're shipping it back for their third turn. I don't know. I feel like this is a hand where I'm just waiting to get punished for mulliganing, but I think I have to mulligan. That seems even worse. Hazard the rest in peace, but you know. Sure, hope a wasteland gets them. Hope we see land on top with the scry. Well, that's quite depressing. Oh, that goes to the bottom. Yep. Life be good. Well, that's already a lot better, though not the right color, but we'll play it out. At least it wasn't an end of turn entomb into reanimate, into kill you. There's something we can wasteland. Okay, that's actually kind of nice. Play out Delver, Deathrite before we waste to play around days. And brainstorm. I can't imagine they don't have like an answer for this. Either a force of will or like a disfigure. And they have the force. Pitch and force. Okay. We waste them. You could argue that we need the wasteland, but we need white mana before we need anything, before we can do anything with our hand. You could argue that like we're more pressed for mana, but I don't think so. Uh-oh. Okay. They're just playing it out. Playing around Thalia, I guess. Surgical is a thing. You can still get like I saw they have Thoughtseize, so it can get Thoughtseize. It can also get forced, although there are 2 forces down. Come on, white mana. Oh, that's white mana soon. Alright, careful study. We basically just have to hope we can get them with this surgical. I think if we do, that's a very high chance of that winning us the game, because it's a sort of really high impact play, but I think it's like they've been 2 creatures and have Exhume. Surgical doesn't do it unless it's 2 of the same creatures. And they could have force. They don't bin anything but a decay. So what, they have show and tell? Okay, they have Entomb. Bristlebrand. Tell you what, I almost feel like just surgically now. But they have the Reanimate spell? They do. And only 1 spell left. It has to be Pierce or Flusterstorm for it to, like, of what they could realistically have. They have Exhume in hand, so here's the thing when you're playing on Magic Online, always frickin' remember to remove the card you're actually targeting in the graveyard, because it doesn't do that by itself. You have to choose to remove the Bristlebrand in the yard. And okay, they only have 3 Bristlebrands. I've never liked this Siren of Insanity in the blue Reanimate deck that runs Force of Will. So okay, but 2 Show and Tell, 2 Disfigure, 1 Abrupt Decay, and no answers for us. A Massacre, only 1. That's nice to know. We'll try and play around deploying planes. Okay, but no. So this suddenly went from being a terrible mulling to 5, cry in my sleep kind of thing to actually looking really good for us. I mean, really good. Thalia doesn't hamper them that much on this board. So I'm tempted to actually just go for the knight, because they have so many lands. I guess actually no, Thalia seems good, because Thalia stops them sort of being able to cast, like, string together 3 spells, like, what do I know, Ponder into Careful Study into something, so. There's a Ponder. They shuffle. Good. Whoa, a lot of knights. Alright, so we get in there with Thalia. We now get to do what I love. I love Exalted. I think it's one of the most awesome mechanics ever. I can't really tell you why. Alright, and so we deploy a knight. I think they have to get, like, I'm not even sure what they have to get to win from here. Yeah, we can Green Sun. Heck yes. We'll Green Sun for Ooze. And actually, you know what? We'll swing with Thalia, and then we will knight up a Wasteland to squeeze them on the mana. It's a little bit of a slower clock. This way, knight is a 5/5 next turn, and they have one less land. And Thalia is a thing. And we have a green mana open for Ooze in case they go for something in the yard. Ah yes, the Brainstorm of Desperation. I've been there. I hate playing against Maverick, to be honest, with Storm. Like, and we win from mulligan to 5. Yes. I think in the combo matchup, I think a lot of time, Maverick starts off with giving you the impression that it's like a pretty big underdog, but it's actually really annoying to play against. I think more so for Storm and Reanimator, and maybe Sneak and Chill. I think Omni was a terrible matchup for Maverick, but that is no longer a thing, luckily. So that was the first match of me playing Maverick. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.